All right, everyone's settling in here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning Vinyasa Flow class. I'm Tom. I'm going to be guiding you through your practice this morning. Make sure you continue to visit urbanyoga.org for all the latest on the scheduling for classes for Zoom, as well as we're still doing classes live at the park Thursdays through Fridays. And please make sure you visit that virtual tip jar to support this wonderful yoga community that we have. So, today is going to be a nice flow. We're going to do something a little different. Today is the last full moon of the year. So I figured we'd do a nice moon salutation. So a lot of times in yoga, typically our classes are focused around sun salutations. They're focused around building heat in the body. And that's more of a forward and backward movement on the mat. And a little bit more intense, a little bit more about strengthening and stretching. And today, the moon salutation is a little different. It's a little bit more side to side. It's more circular motions. And it's a little bit more about building a nice, cooling, meditative energy as opposed to building a heat-driven energy. So I figure we all could use that right now. It's also really nice weather we've been having. We had some snow on the mountains, so a nice, calm, cooling vibe as well in the desert here. So let's get started today. So we're going to grab a blanket and blocks if you have them. We'll use them throughout the practice. And we're just going to begin here on our back. So take your blanket if you have one and just kind of roll it up, and that'll just give a little extra support under the head and neck here. And then we're going to grab our blocks, and we're going to use those as we come into Supta Badakanasana. So use those to support the knees. So bring soles of the feet together. Let the hips open up. And then just place your blocks right underneath the thighs. Just give a little added support here to help to open up the hips here. Just roll the shoulders up, back, and down. You can have that blanket right underneath the neck, kind of supporting that natural curve of the head and spine. And then just let the arms fall out to the sides with the palms facing up. And then just begin to deepen the breath here, lengthening inhalations and exhalations. We typically breathe that shallow breath in the top of the chest. So begin to fill the entire torso up, expanding the rib cage along the sides. Breathe and draw the breath into the back side of the body, which helps to fill up the front of the body. And just a little visual work here. Picture that full moon maybe in the mind's eye. Bright, cool, and luminous. Helps to cultivate that cooling yin energy, the opposite of the yang. And just begin to make that conscious transition from doer to observer here. Notice what's coming up for you this morning. Physically in the body, any areas of tightness or tension that need tending to this morning. Check in with the jaw. Are you holding any bit of tension in the jaw or face? Soften the eyes. Soften the throat and the heart. Begin to feel that openness as you breathe deeper into the heart space and through the hips. The moon salutation is about having some time for reflection, while sun salutations channel that energy of heat and fire. The moon is more luminous and channeling that energy of water and cooling. So just begin to tune into that, more the feminine energy, calm and cooling, which we all could use right now. And I'd like to remind you, just stay with that breath throughout your practice this morning. Let it guide you. I'd like to remind you that you are the ultimate guru in your practice. So please Rest when you need to, back off. I will cue some added on extras on some poses, so take those if you like and back off if you need to. Take a few more full deep breaths here. Just dedicate this next hour to yourself, your practice, and the present moment alone. Everything else off of the mat will be there when you return. Let's go ahead and blink the eyes open here. Keep the gaze soft. You can remove those blocks and just place them off to the side here. Remove that blanket from below the neck. We're just going to take a full body stretch. So go ahead and extend the legs out long, bring ankles together. Inhale those arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Draw that breath into the sides of the ribs. Flex and point the toes. And we're going to take a crescent shaped stretch here. So we're going to bring that right ankle over to the corner of the mat. Place that left ankle across it on top. And then we're going to take that right hand and reach for the left wrist and just begin to gently pull it up and over. So we're taking kind of this C-shaped crescent moon. Breathe into the left side of the body and the spaces in between the ribs there. Stay with the breath. And again, if your mind begins to wander, maybe go back to that visual image of that bright, beautiful, big, luminous, cooling moon. Channeling that calm, cooling energy. Let's take one more deep breath in here. We'll go ahead and release. Make yourself back to center, and we'll take that on over to the other side. So left ankle to the left corner of the mat. Right ankle crosses over the top. And then go ahead and grab for that right wrist and gently pull it up and over the top of the head. Breathing into the right side of the body. Deep breath in, expand, breathe into those spaces along the ribs. Gently pull that wrist up and over, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch. And we'll go ahead and let that go. Go ahead and bring feet back to center. Draw the feet in towards each other and bend the knees, open the hips back up. So we're in Badakanasana here. And grab for the knees and just open up the hips. Deep breath in. And then grab for the tops of the kneecaps. And we're just going to begin to circle the knees. So drawing knees into the chest, bringing thighs into the chest, then let the knees splay open. And just work here in a circular motion. Opening and closing the hips. Breathing in as you open. Exhale as you draw the knees back in towards the chest. Nice circular opening. And then we'll pause and just take that in the other direction. So drawing the knees up into the chest, drawing down, and then letting them open. And just move with the breath. One more round of breathing here. And then go ahead and place heels down on the mat. So we're just going to come into a bridge pose, just getting warmed up. So draw the ankles in towards the glutes, the heels in towards the glutes here. And go ahead and press down through the heels. Inhale as you lift the hips up. And go ahead and draw the arms up overhead. Squeeze the thighs together. Breathe and then exhale. Gently lower hips, lower the arms. And we'll work through that a few times. Inhaling, opening up. Lifting arms up overhead. Exhale gently down. One more here. Inhale up. Exhale back down. And then go ahead and draw the knees in towards the chest. Squeeze the thighs in towards the ribs. Deep breath in here. Exhale, bring the nose up and just give a nice squeeze in here. Draw that energy into the center of the body. Exhale, let it all go. Just go ahead and roll yourself over to one side. Make your way up to a comfortable seat. Again, everything we do today is going to be a little on the calmer side, so just take your time through your transitions. Sit yourself up in a nice, comfortable Savasana, easy seat. Stack up, heart over hips, head over heart. Lengthen through the crown of the head, root down through the hips. Take a deep breath in. Inhale those arms up to the sky. And exhale, drop that left hand down and we'll reach up and over with the right. Breathing into the right side of the rib cage. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, we're going to rotate the spine on over and reach out. So we're kind of lining up our sternum with that thigh as much as we can. Deep breath in here. Exhale, let it go. And then as we inhale, we're going to draw that right arm back, open up, make some circles with the wrists. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop the right hand, bend that elbow, and then root down through that left hip as you take that left arm up and reach over. You can lift the gaze up underneath that left arm, adding a little bit more rotation as you open up the chest. And then take a deep breath in here. Exhale, rotate the torso, reach out. Draw those fingertips forward a little bit. Then big breath, draw that left arm back and up, open the chest, make some circles with the wrists. All right, we'll go ahead and release, come back to center. Just work through a few seated cat-cows here. So go ahead and place your palms on the outside of the thighs or the knees here. We'll go ahead and roll the shoulders back, open up through the heart, lift up, open the throat, get a deep breath in. Exhale, sit back in your seat, scoop out the belly. Stretch that space in between the scapula. Move with the breath, tilt the pelvis forward, inhale, lift up. Exhale, sit back, stretch the arms. And just move with your breath here. Opening and closing, getting some nice spinal flexion. Just getting warmed up. All right, come back to center. Just go ahead and roll over the ankles here. And just make your way up to standing as we're going to get into our flow. So, as I said, we're going to do a little bit more side to side here. Go ahead and grab your blocks and just place one block on each side of your mat so you'll have it if you need it. And we're going to work that side to side circular flow. Chandra Namaskar, Moon Salutation, bow to the moon. All right, so go ahead and begin on one side of your mat. I guess that would be right side for you guys. We'll begin in mountain pose. So go ahead and root down, spread all the toes out, place them back down, root down through the heels, roll those shoulders up, back, and down. And go ahead and open up through the palms here. Pull the kneecaps up and in. Broaden across the chest. Reach up to the crown of the head and root down through those heels. Inhale, we're going to lift up, Urdhva Hastasana. Rotate the pinkies in towards each other. Pull that belly button in towards the back of the spine. Breathe here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to lean over to the right side, outside of your mat. Breathe into that left side of the ribs. Bring it back up. And on over to the center of the mat. Breathing into the other side of the body. Inhale yourself back up. Root down to that right foot. Take a big opening step. We're going to take a full moon here. So extend those fingers out nice and wide. Toes are slightly pointed in. Push the hips forward. Lift up, look up. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms and we're going to spin the heels in. We're coming into a goddess pose. We're going to sink down here. Draw those shoulder blades down. Big breath in. We'll just be here. Kind of shift a little bit side to side. All right. Inhale back up. And we're going to come into a triangle pose. So we're going to go ahead and turn that left foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. We're going to point the right foot straight out. We're going to straighten that leg. And then we're going to dip through that hip as you lift that left hip up. Reach out. And then if your block's handy, you can grab that. Use your props today because we're not trying to build heat. Remember, we're really trying to just work through these poses in a nice, easy way. So go ahead and roll that left shoulder back and then reach it up here. Push through that outer edge of that left foot. And really trying to open up the chest here. Trying not to have that left shoulder over. Roll it back. You can also just bring it to your back for a little bit more leverage. Let's take one more breath. Go ahead and look down at that right foot. And then we're going to come to extended side angle. So bend that knee, bring that elbow up, and then go ahead and bring that left arm up and over the top. So we want a nice line of energy all the way through that left foot, drawing up through the body, reaching out through that hand. Keep the tailbone tucked here. Make sure you're not sinking into that front shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Look down at the right foot, and then go ahead and rotate the body over. We're going to just drop down into a low lunge here. So go ahead and untuck that back foot. Line that knee up directly over the ankle. Sink down through the tailbone. Inhale, arms up overhead. Stay with the breath. Picture that beautiful, bright, luminous full moon. Calm, cooling energy through the body. Exhale. Go ahead and lower the hands down. Tuck the back toe, pop that knee up, and then rotate yourself back to center. So from here, we're just going to inhale and take a half fold or half lift. So crown of the head reaching forward. Lift the heart and chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold in. Let the head be heavy here. You can have your blocks in the center here for a little bit more support if you need it. Stretching through those hamstrings. Kind of shift weight into the toes and back into the heels a little bit. Take one more breath here. And then we're just going to work back through the same flow on the other side. So we're going to walk on over to the left. We're going to drop back down into our low lunge. We're going to build back up through that same flow on the other side. Inhale those arms up overhead. And rotate those pinkies in towards each other, drawing that energy into the center of the body. Pushing down through that back foot, that's your anchor, and also your big toe on the front. Big breath in. Exhale the palms down. Pop that back knee up and then rotate the foot to drop it down parallel to the back edge of the mat. We're coming into extended side angle. Bring that elbow up to the knee. Inhale that right arm up and over. Open the heart. Tuck the tailbone. Take one more deep breath here. Go ahead and use the strength of your core. Lift yourself up. We're coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose on the other side. So dip that hip, lift that other hip up, reach out, and then go ahead and rotate. Roll that right shoulder back. Open up the chest. One more big breath here. Let it go. We'll go ahead and bring ourselves all the way back up, coming back into our goddess pose. So toes pointed out. Cactus the arms. Look up, lift up. Big breath. Sinking a little deeper on the exhale. And inhale yourself all the way back up to that full moon. So turn the toes back to the front. Inhale, lift up, look up, press hips forward. Drop palms into heart center. And then we're going to take a big step on over to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the side bend to the center. Back up. Exhale to the outside. Back up. Draw those palms to heart center. And we end where we began in mountain pose. Just take a few moments here, close the eyes. Let that energy settle in the body. Big breath, and let it go. All right, I'm going to shake it out a little bit. Grab a sip of coffee. So it's a really nice, just side to side, easy flow. We're not doing chaturangas here or excessive heat building. So we're going to work back through that same flow, add on just a little bit. So we're going to start where we left off here. We're on the left side of the mat. And we'll just add on. I'll cue a few add-ons here. You can skip them if you want, but a little extra building if you'd like it. So go ahead and have those blocks back on the opposite ends of the mat. They're there if we need them. All right, we'll begin again. Inhale, we're lifting up. This time we're going to interlace the palm or fingers together and press up and out. So inhale. As we exhale, we're going to lean on over to the outside of the mat. Take a deep breath in here, stay here. Or if you want a little bit more, exhale, push the palms away and take a big kind of full moon circle here. Good deep inhale here. Exhale to the center of the mat. We're going to do the same thing. So push those palms away. Exhale down and around. Bring it all the way up and over. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, we're going to take a big step back to that big full moon. Push those hips forward. Roll the shoulders back. You can interlace the palms here if you want a little bit more opening in the heart. And then exhale, hinge at the hips and draw the head down, bringing those shoulders up and over. If that's a little too much on the shoulders, you can release and not have that out. Use the strength of your core. Go ahead and lift back up. We'll come into that triangle pose. So we're going to turn that left foot, straighten that leg. Go ahead and dip that hip, reach it forward, and rotate, drawing that right shoulder back. So I'm going to cue an option here. If you want to go into a half moon, if that's not in your practice, you want to just hang here for a minute, that's cool. If you want to go into full moon, blocks are great here. We're just going to drag that back foot in a little bit, bend that knee, and you're going to go ahead and tip yourself up, lift that back leg up. Really trying to remain open here in the front side of the body. I like to roll that back arm back before I lift it up. The top foot is active. And go ahead, bring yourself up and out of that. Now let's come into our extended side angle. Drop that elbow to the knee. Inhale it up and over. Breathe. Take a deep breath here. Exhale that right hand down. Drop the back knee. Coming back to our low lunge. Inhale up. Let's bring palms to heart center here. We'll just take a gentle twist. You can bring that elbow across the knee. If that's a little too much, you can also just be up high and use that hand in the back of the sacrum just to give a little bit more of a twist here. Let's release back to center. We'll go ahead and straighten that front leg. Inch those toes and ankle forward a little bit. You can tuck that back foot and then sink hips back. So having a nice hamstring stretch here. Reach the crown of the head forward, the hips back, and then sink it. Take one more breath here. Let it go. We'll bring ourselves back up. Pop that back knee up. Work yourself around back to the center of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhale, fold in. Let the crown be heavy. You can walk the palms back behind you. One more breath. Let it go. We'll rotate around towards the right side, back into our low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toe, draw the energy up through the front leg, shoot it out through the crown of the head and the palms. Palms into heart center. We'll take a twist on the other side. So again, you can take the elbow across. If you want a little less, you can just bring the palm over that thigh, the other to the sacrum, and remain a little bit more lifted in your twist. All right, let's go ahead and release. Let's straighten that front leg. Again, you can wiggle heel and toes forward, tuck those back toes, and then sink in, stretching through that hamstring. Crown of the head forward, hips back, and then sink in. All right, let's go ahead and release here. Walk the hands back forward, pop that back knee up, rotate that foot and drop it down. So we're coming up into extended side angle here on the other side. Then bring yourself up with that elbow on that knee. Left arm comes up and over. Deep breath in. Should start to feel nice and open here in the heart space, through the hips. each time through, maybe feeling a little bit more open. All right, use your core strength. Go ahead and lift up. We'll straighten that leg, reach it out, dip down for triangle pose. If you want that add-on for half moon, bend that knee. Go ahead and reach for your block here. Drag that back foot in. Roll that left shoulder back. And then as you kick into that foot, you get to open up through the front of the body here. Shaking is good. Flex that foot like you're kicking it to the back of the wall. Don't forget to breathe. Maybe smile here. All right, if you're in that, go ahead and lower down out of it. We'll bring ourselves back up. Rotate back and open. We're coming back to our goddess pose here. I'm going to skip goddess on the other side. Now that I think about it. Shoot those arms up and out for that full moon. Rotate the arms back behind you. Interlace palms. Forward fold. Inhale brings you back up. Take a big step on over to the right. Interlace those palms. Press back up. Inhale here. Exhale to the center. Push the palms away. If you want to add on that little circular motion, inhale, exhale, push away. Take a big full circle. Exhale on out to the outside of the mat. Big breath in. Exhale takes you all the way back down and up. Look up, reach up. Drop the palms down. Mountain pose, roll the shoulders back. Take a few breaths here. Close the eyes. Let that energy settle in the body. All right. Wonderful, everybody. Okay, go ahead and grab your blocks. You have them. We're going to come into a Malasana, but I'd like to be a little bit more supported. So you can place those blocks right underneath where the pelvis is going to be or the tailbone is going to be. Variations, you can have 2 blocks. If you need it, stack your blocks up on a higher level. We're just going to be here for a little bit of extra hip opening. Hips should feel nice and open right now. If this is a little bit too much for you, you can also go back down to your back, kind of where we started, and just have the hips open here as well. So toes are pointed slightly out here. I'm going to roll the shoulders back and down, and then bring those elbows to the inside of the thighs. And really we want a nice long spine here. So try to take that C shape out of your back so you're not doing that. You're really opening up through the heart, lengthening the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. And then bring your thumbs together and press them against the sternum. Close the eyes. Breathing into that hip space and heart space. Go back to that visual of that full, bright, calming full moon. Channeling that yin energy, feminine energy. Just reflecting on the benefits of this practice, why we keep coming back to it. Offers us a place of surrender, compassion, non-judgment. A place where we can rejuvenate and renew without the distractions of the outside world and the busy mind. Take one more deep breath in here. Let that go. And then we're just going to do a little opener here. So we're going to bring that elbow, the left elbow, to the inside of that thigh. Then we're going to Inhale and draw that right arm back and open. So we're getting a nice heart opener, hip opener. Do some circles with that wrist. We'll bring back up to center. We'll take that to the other side. Use that leverage of that right arm as you draw the bow back with the left arm, reaching back. Open. Okay, we'll go ahead and release here. Let's go ahead and come up off your blocks here. We're just going to take a quick child's pose, and we're going to take a small child's pose. So instead of a one where we let the knees go wide, our hips are feeling really open. We're giving them a little break here. So bring the knees together, bring the toes to touch, and then roll the shoulders back, reach the heart forward, bring the belly down to the thighs, and then just let the shoulders fall. So we'll give those hips a little break, shoulders a little break. You can grab for the back of your heels here and just give a little bit more squeeze in, a little more tuck. Let that crown of the head rest on the mat. Feel that support of the earth. Feel the belly expand on the thighs. Let's take one more deep breath in. And let that all go. Bring your palm out in front of you. Begin to push yourself up. Do a little time check here. Yeah, I think we got time for one more sequence here. Go ahead and bring yourself back up. We're going to do one more flow, a little shorter this time. A little bit of a different sequence here before we begin to wind down completely. So blocks back out on the sides of the mat in case we need them. All right, we're going to begin back on that right side of the mat. We're going to inhale those arms up overhead. Reach up and out. Inhale here. Exhale, just a little reach on over to the outside. Then back up. Inhale here. Exhale towards the inside. And back up. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale. Big step. Back to our full moon. Roll those shoulders back and open. Hips forward. Big breath in. Exhale to our goddess. Rotate the heels in. Sink in. And this time we're going to add on eagle arm. So go ahead and bring that left arm forward. Bring that right arm up and under. Drop the elbows down as we sink down. Breathe here. And we're going to make a little transition here. So we're going to inhale. We're going to rotate on over to the left side, and we're going to bring that back heel up. So now we're in a crescent pose. Straighten that back leg. Take a deep inhale here. So we exhale, we're going to kick off that back foot and draw that knee up and in. So a little bouncing pose here. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that foot back. You can go right back to your crescent. If you want a little bit more, you can take it to a warrior 3 here with eagle arms. Otherwise, go ahead and place that back down. Bring it back up. Inhale. Rotate back to center. Squat back down. Inhale yourself back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale yourself back up. back to that goddess. So eagle arms on the other side. So right arm forward, left arm up and under. Bring the arms up and then sink down. Deep breath in here. As we exhale, we rotate, bring that back heel up. So crescent lunge on the other side. If this is too much on the arms, you can just be in a regular crescent lunge as well. Inhale here. Shift that weight into the front foot. Draw that back knee up and in. Squeeze all that energy into the center of the body. And then shoot that heel back. You can go right back into that lunge or take it into a warrior. This is as much heat or energy as we're building today. I'm starting to warm up a little bit. We're going to cool it down really quick. Go ahead and drop it back. Bring it back to center. Inhale those arms back up. Sink down into your goddess one more time. Back into that big full moon. Push the hips forward. Step on over, big step. To the left side of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the outside. Inhale up. Exhale to the inside. Back up one last time. Draw the palms into heart center. Close the eyes. Back to your mountain pose. Let that energy settle in the body. All right, go ahead and blink the eyes open. Shake it all out. Just begin to wind down completely. Let's come to a comfortable seat here. Let the legs go wide. Take a moment to set yourself up. Maybe a blanket underneath the hips. Give a little extra lift in that pelvis. Hamstrings and hips should be feeling pretty open at this point. So we'll just continue on a little stretching here. So flex the feet, draw the toes back towards you. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, begin to fold forward here. So walk palms forward as much as feels comfortable. Pushing those heels out, pulling those toes back towards you helps protect the knees. Give a little shift and rock side to side. Take one more breath here. Exhale, walk the hands back in. We'll take that left foot, bring that heel in towards the thigh. Again, keep that foot flexed on the right leg. We're going to inhale and lift up. Exhale, rotate the torso, fold in on the right side. If you want a little bit more added stretch, you can take that left hand, reach for the outer edge of that foot. Bring that right hand behind you and just take a little gaze back over that right shoulder. Optional. Let's take one more breath here. And let it go. Inhale, back up. Keep that foot flexed. Exhale, we're just going to take a gentle twist on over to the other side. So bring that right hand across the thigh. Roll that left shoulder back. Look over the shoulder. Press down through that backhand as you roll to the inside of that right foot and lift the hips up. Let that right hand come up and over. So nice stretch on the right side. That right hip, hamstring. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gently lower back down. All right, go ahead and bring both heels in towards each other. Badakanasana here. Draw the heels in towards the pelvis. Roll the shoulders back. Lift up through the heart. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge and fold to whatever degree is comfortable for you. If this is a little too intense on the hips, you can bring the heels out a little bit more, lessen that stretch. But the hips should be feeling pretty open right about now. All right, let's go ahead and release here. Walk the palms back in. Left leg goes long. Right heel to the inside of the thigh. Get yourself situated. You want that pelvis tilting forward a little bit as opposed to leaning back on it. Helps us get into those folds a little deeper. All right, foot is engaged. We're going to inhale, lift, rotate that sternum over that leg, drop in, sink in. Again, if you want a little bit more of a twist there, you can reach that right hand to the outer edge of that foot. Bring the other hand around the sacrum, look over that shoulder. Take one more big breath here. And let's let that go. All right. So from here, inhale, lift up, back to center. Exhale, bring that left hand across the thigh, roll that shoulder back, flex that foot. Breathe. Press into that back palm, rotate that inside of the foot down, lift the hips up and out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, gently lower back down. And bring that other leg back in and come back to center. All right, let's go ahead and take ourselves on back down to where we began on our backs. Get yourself set up for that. You can have a blanket there for your hips, or you can have it back behind the head for a little added cushioning. And just beginning to cool ourselves back down. Let's work through some bridge poses here. Bring those heels back in towards the glutes. Squeeze the thighs together. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Place the palms down to give you a little bit of added leverage here. Take a deep breath in. You exhale, begin to lift those hips up. And squeeze the thighs together. Shoulders should be feeling pretty open here, so if you want to add on, you can roll one shoulder underneath the body and then the other, interlacing the palms together, pushing the heels of the hands together. Squeeze those thighs as you push the hips up. Check in with that belly. It likes to open up. Go ahead and zip those lower outer ribs down and in. Deep breath in here. Push the hips up a little higher. Breathe. And gently lower back down. Bring the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. Just windshield wiper the legs back to side. We'll go back through another bridge sequence here in a second. Just let the hips soften and open. We'll take it back up to center. Draw those heels back in towards the glutes. you've never done bridge pose with a block actually between the thighs, it's actually really helpful to really draw that energy into the center of the body as well. So you can give that a try. Okay, so go ahead, set yourself up, press down through the hands, lift up through the hips, squeeze those thighs together, engage the core, engage the belly, engage the glutes. And then arm variations if you want a little bit more opening in the chest. You can scoot the heels back a little bit towards the knuckles. Deep breath in through the hips, into the heart space. Exhale, gently release down. Bring those heels back out to the edge of the mat. And go ahead and just windshield wiper those legs, again, side to side. Bring the arms out to a T or cactus. And then after you do a couple of those windshield wipers, you can let the legs fall over to whatever side feels good. I'm going to go over to the left here. And then go ahead and place that top ankle across the knee, getting a little bit of added stretch. Gaze goes towards the opposite side that you're twisting the legs. Breathe into that outer hip that is opposite of what you're twisting. Take one more big breath in here. And we'll go ahead and release that twist. Bring the knees back up. Windshield wiper a few more times. And then we're going to let the knees fall over to the opposite side that we just did. So place that outer leg on top, giving a little bit of added help to that knee if that feels comfortable. That opening. Gaze goes the opposite direction. Keeping those shoulder blades firm. That's our anchor against the mat. Breathe into the hips. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, let's let all that go. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Squeeze the thighs in towards the rib cage. Draw the tailbone down. Give yourself a nice big squeeze here. Releasing the low back. Maybe a little gentle rock side to side. Maybe some circular motions with those knees together here. Go both directions. And then extend those legs long. Extend the arms back overhead. We're going to do just that last same crescent twist that we started out with. Just kind of complete our moon theme here. So right ankle out to the side, left ankle over. Take that right arm, grab for that left wrist. Close the eyes here. Breathe into the left side of the body. Nice and open. Grounded and rooted. Calming and cooling energy. Let that go. Back to center. We'll take that same bend on the other side. So left ankle to the outer edge, right ankle across the top. And then take that left arm, reach for that right wrist, take it up over the head gently. Breathe into the right side. Let's go ahead and release. Get ourselves set up for Savasana here. So again, you can have that blanket under the head. You can also roll it up under the legs, but go ahead and extend heels out and then let the hips just open up. So let those ankles fall open. Step the fingertips out, palms up to the sky. Nothing left to do here. Let the heartbeat settle into the chest. Let the bones be heavy. Just let all that energy that we cultivated settle into the corners of the body. Calm and cooling. Picturing that bright, beautiful, luminous full moon. Snow on the mountains. Just enjoy these few final moments of your practice. Allow me to call you back when it's time. And let's gently begin to deepen the breath. Welcome sensations back into the body by moistening the lips, raising the eyebrows, wiggling fingers and toes. Take your time here. Go ahead and bring the heels back together. Bring those arms back overhead. Take one last full body stretch. Point the toes, stretch the fingers. And bend the knees. Draw knees in towards the chest, thighs in towards the ribs. Give yourself one last final squeeze here. Bring nose up to knees. Curl everything in. Big breath in. Exhale, we're going to roll over to the right side or left. Just make a little pillow here with your arm. Bring the knees together into embryo pose. Just one last final moment here of surrender and peace. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, gently push yourself up. Try to bring the head up last. And make your way back to a comfortable seat. Set yourself back up. Heart over the hips, head over the heart. Close the eyes. Deep breath in. Fill the torso. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale the arms out and up. Reach up, look up. Palms to heart center. Keep the thumbs together and the pinkies together and let the other fingers open up. Big inhale here. As you exhale, draw that energy into the heart space. Picture that you're holding that bright, beautiful full moon here in the palm of your hand, close to your heart. Feel that cooling energy. Take that with you today and throughout, off the mat as you go back into your day, into the busy world, and tap into that whenever you need it. Bring palms together, seal that pose. Gently blink the eyes open. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Hopefully this was a fun practice, a little bit different from what we do, and much needed calm, cooling energy I'm sure we could all use. So thank you to everybody on Zoom. Namaste.
Namaste.